What profession would keep you from dating someone? Junior doctor. They don't know who they are or what they're doing yet. Consultant. Depends on which speciality. No. This is not related to money whatsoever. It's about personality and work hours. Also, police officer. Maybe also lawyer, but again probably depends on their area of specialization, personality and work hours. It's all about who you are as a person, your ability to be present in the relationship, your ego, that sort of thing. But if you still want to assume I'm just digging for gold, that's your choice. 2. Drug dealer. Cause drug dealer. Taxidermist. Cause Ike. Gynecologist. Did he wash his hands well? Demonologist. Phone autocorrected taxidermist to demonologist, so I guess that. Fast food worker. But only because we'd be too broke to be happy. No elitism here. Military. Cause if I'm married I'd want a spouse to be around, and I don't want to worry about job-related death. Firefighter. My stomach would stay balled up in knots. Teacher. Same. There might be more. Cop. Career military. Clergy. Politician. Those are absolute no's for me. Doctor or lawyer is iffy just because work-life balance can sometimes be non-existent, so it'd be case by case. And of course, a job that requires them to be away for very long periods of time like rig worker or truck driver. Good jobs, but I just personally couldn't handle that much separation. Any job that, point 1, required them to be away for months at a time or extensive travel. 2. Any job that had really unstable income month to month. My GF's job right now is perfect. She works 4 days a week, 10 hours a day, always the same start-stop time. Every Friday sun is off. It makes planning stuff super easy. Police, military, politician, CEO, surgeon, restaurant cook. Psychopaths are statistically more likely to pick these professions. If I were still in university, I'd avoid law and political science students because psychopaths are statistically more likely to pick these programs. Anything involved with criminality or sex work, and before all the don't be judgmental against sex workers stuff. Keep in mind that sex workers can date and marry other sex workers. You chose work on the fringes of the courage of your convictions. Sex work. Involving any illegal stuff, even selling weed or something like that. Stuff with hours that completely clash with my own would be iffy only because I'd hate for it to drive us to where we spend zero time together and end up resenting the other as a result. Anything where they are always going to be working or sleeping when I have most of my free time. I have a typical office job schedule, so that mostly means jobs where you have to work evenings and weekends like chef, touring musician, event coordinator, that kind of thing. Sex work and being in the public eye regularly in a way where the public is constantly getting into their personal life. I respect people in these fields, but the lifestyle and general mentality difference would probably be too different for things to work out well. Sex work of any kind and teachers, cops, or any over-demanding career that would interfere with a relationship. I make enough money I prefer my partner not work at all, or a part-time job that she just enjoys doing. My current partner is a cashier at a grocery store. As someone who's bartended for ages, bartenders are very hard to date. Getting off work as late as 4 a.m. The culture. It's hard to find someone outside the industry who can put up with it, and equally hard to find someone within who you can be healthy with. Police and armed forces in general. I don't hang out with people who own guns, let alone people who wouldn't be judged by civil court by using them incorrectly. On a lighter note, software devs. They are very cult-like in their job and it freaks me out. Social media influencer. Point 1. I would hate to be the person behind the camera, cringing. 2. Time with each other would revolve around making content. Quality of time together would be wasted. 3. No privacy. They'd be documenting every little thing. Physician. I dated a surgeon for 3 years in my 20s. Terrible hours, so much drama, so much ego. Nurses throwing themselves at him every day. I later went to nursing school myself and have never, ever been tempted to date a doctor. Lawyer. A long-term relationship is not about how attractive they are. It's about how you resolve conflict, Lawyers see conflict as a zero-sum game and know all the techniques to win. You'll always be at a disadvantage. Okay, my girl is selling pics to grippers to old men online, that's fine, she can get the hustle. But that's my limit. I wouldn't want anyone I might know seeing her nudes, or even worse, sex tapes or whatnot. Any job that requires a public-facing social media presence. Hell, I won't even date a woman if she's a content creator. If someone is busy documenting their life online, they're missing out on actually living life. Military. I graduated high school 2003 and saw tons of my friends deploy and friends' significant others be deployed and couldn't imagine the stress. Also, not having control over your life and where you live. Anything illegal or any type of sex worker, dancer, fast food or anything entry level at my age, I would hope for a more established career would probably be a deal breaker for me, no matter the profession. Someone whose job would require to travel a lot, like far abroad and for longer periods, would definitely not be my preference and probably a showstopper. Teacher, mainly due to the fact I work remote and can be anywhere, so to have a structure, vacations, can mostly and only be during the summer, would be horrendous to me. Self-help motivational guru, probably. Any other charlatan, snake oil type of profession, because it means we will have many conflicts and incompatibilities over science. I would never date a cop, corrections officer, or bounty hunter, anyone who can arrest or handcuff the public. It's an automatic turn off. Alarm bells go off. There have been people in my life that I was keen on that as soon as they revealed they wanted to go into policing, I immediately lost all interest. Lawyer. I would always feel like I am being outsmarted or manipulated during disagreements or compromises. Probably a confidence issue on my part. A lawyer. Any kind. If they themselves can't mess with you, someone in their club can. They know how to game the system. You won't stand a chance. Main character in an action movie, somehow the wife always dies, or the girlfriend disappears, and there is a new love interest in the sequel. Politician, celebrity, animal farmer, slaughterhouse worker, butcher, law enforcement, fireman, working at a gun store or shooting range, Ike, cops, cheaters and wife beaters. When the relationship is over, it's never over. You have to move away to end it because they harass together. Misread the point of this at first and instantly responded advertising. My insane schedule is definitely keeping me from dating someone law. Anything in the public I would be highly unlikely. Anything illegal would be a hard no. Real estate agent would be a reasonably solid no. A therapist. That is a no-no for me. Although I dated a very nice therapist in the past, but I just was kinda not very comfortable with it. As a teacher, I could not date another teacher. I want someone outside of the profession to escape with, not to live in exhausted misery. I must be the only person in here who's been on dating apps in DC. Because my first, second, and third answer are defense contractor. If they're a cop or in the military, both have extremely high rates of domestic abusers, but usually get covered up or stuffed away. I hate saying it, but police officers, 90, are attracted to the job for power reasons, and I tend to not like their personalities. Porn, honestly, not because of the poem itself, but the only people that get in that industry are really messed up. Emotionally, any type of sex work, adult entertainment, or a celebrity of any kind. Not saying they're bad jobs, just not my type. Influencer, OnlyFans content creator, social media manager, creator liaison, Reddit moderator, sugar baby. Dangerous professions or professions that keep them away from the home for a while. Military, firefighter, cop, etc. Manually masturbating caged animals for artificial insemination. Although it is a job that makes a difference. Positions that require lots of travel. Cops, member of the armed forces, any immigration officer like ICE or BP, police, teacher, doctor, dentist. Any that I have met all seem to carry a level of arrogant obnoxiousness. Influencer sounds like a fancy way to tell me you're incredibly narcissistic and have no real life skills. Pop are also certain kinds of sex workers. Influencer, red journalist, infectious disease doctor, mukbanger, law enforcement or criminal, Any job that getting shot is a reasonable worry. Politician. Slumlord. Police officers, firefighters. My aunt is a divorce lawyer and she says they're very common cheaters. No actuaries. Don't want to come home to I rub someone's mortality in their face today. Dear, honestly. Anyone who doesn't allow you to be present both physically and mentally with the family. A professional athlete. A cop. A lawyer. A dentist, or one where they had to travel all the time. Sex worker. Cop. Or any kind of job that requires a massive amount of hours outside the home. Any profession that makes them a celebrity. I thoroughly enjoy not being in any spotlight. Anything that deals with fighting or stripping. I just realized that's an old combination. Clergywoman. I couldn't handle being with someone that dedicated their life to religion. Teacher. If we're both teachers, we'll be broke and never ever have free time together. Cop. Dealer. Con man. Wall Street. Yeah, that's about it though. Oh wait, sex work. Someone from the police or the army. Their stress levels would ruin the relationship. Restaurant employees. Because they all sleep with each other. They're like rabbits. Trucker. Just 'cause they'd always be gone. Or military, constantly on tour. Proctologist or podiatrist. They could never wash their hands enough. Never date a man in uniform. They love violence and control too much. Any Leo. They are the most cruel and crooked people in any profession. An active porn star. And probably an actress. Anonymity is priceless.